This is Jarrod Horak, and in this video, I'm going to take a look at the latest Breeders' Cup Classic news, and I'm also going to share my updated top 8 Breeders' Cup Classic contenders list. The 2025 Breeders' Cup Classic will be held at Del Mar on Saturday, November 1st, and Breeders' Cup Classic pre-entries are due on Monday, October 20th. In my last Breeders' Cup Classic update, I mentioned that 11 horses were targeting the Classic, but Highland Falls is no longer under consideration for the Classic. But there still are 11 horses under consideration because another horse has jumped into the fray. According to the Breeders' Cup website, these horses are possible for the Breeders' Cup Classic. Antiquarian, Baeza, and the new addition is Contrary Thinking, and he is Sierra Leone's pace setter. He set the pace in Sierra Leone's last 2 starts. Fierceness, Forever Young, Journalism, Locked, Mindframe, Nevada Beach for trainer Bob Baffert. Then you have last year's Classic winner Sierra Leone and the top 3-year-old in the land, Sovereignty. And here's the latest Breeders' Cup Classic news and workouts. Antiquarian and Fierceness, they worked in company for trainer Todd Pletcher on October 17th. They breezed 5 furlongs in a minute, 0.56 seconds, best of 4 at Saratoga on the dirt training track. Now they stayed together throughout and completed their final quarter in 24.20 seconds. They galloped out 6 furlongs in 1:14.26, 7 furlongs in 1:28.33. Now, Fierceness was going the better of the duo in a well-orchestrated team move. Baeza on the West Coast for trainer John Sheriffs. He went 6 furlongs in 1:14.20 seconds, 5th best of 6 at Santa Anita on October 18th. Contrary Thinking, and he, as I said, he's Sierra Leone's pace setter, and he has worked 6 times since finishing 6th in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Now he breezed a half mile in 49.47 seconds, 114th best of 237 workouts at Belmont on the dirt training track on October 18th. So we're going to find out next week if Contrary Thinking is pre-entered in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Journalism for trainer Michael McCarthy. He had a decent workout, 5 furlongs in 59.20 seconds, 2nd best of 43 at Santa Anita on October 17th. He worked in company. He looked good visually in this workout. Locked and Mindframe worked in company on October 17th for Todd Pletcher, and they breezed 5 furlongs in 1:01.49 seconds, 3rd best of 4 at Saratoga on the dirt training track. Now, Mindframe worked inside of Lock and finished in a length in front of his workmate there. And Locked does exit a victory in the Grade 2 Woodward on September 27th, so he didn't have to do as much as Mindframe in this workout. He was not asked for his best on the gallop out. Nevada Beach for Bob Baffert, 6 furlongs in 1:11.80 seconds, 3rd best of 7 at Santa Anita on October 19th. He's a lightly raced 3-year-old, and he has early pressing speed, and he did beat older horses in the Grade 1 Goodwood at 1 1/8 at Santa Anita on September 27th, so look for him to be forwardly placed in the Classic. Sierra Leone, 4 furlongs in 49.08 seconds, 10th best of 44 at Saratoga on the dirt training track on October 18th. This was a good-looking work. Final quarter in 24.44 seconds, and he galloped out 5 furlongs in 1:01.54, 6 furlongs in 1:14.28 seconds, and then 7 furlongs in 1:27.82. Sovereignty for trainer Bill Mott, 5 furlongs in 1:01.39, best of 3 at Saratoga on the dirt training track on October 19th. He worked in company with Playa Del Mar. He's been working in company with that runner. Final quarter in 24.53, and the gallop out, 6 furlongs in 1:14.66, 7 furlongs in 1:29.84. This was a very controlled workout. Bill Mott did not want him to do too much in this move, and everyone seemed to be happy with the move. Now we're going to look at my top 8 Breeders' Cup Classic contenders as of October 19th, 2025. And the most important factors that we're going to be looking at here as we go down this list, we're going to look at their Grade 1 record at 10 furlongs. And then when we get to race day, we're going to be looking at the track bias and what the race flow looks like. That's going to be the key factors in determining the Breeders' Cup Classic this year. Multiple horses are capable of winning it depending on trips and riders' decisions. My horse that I have in 8th place on my list is Antiquarian for trainer Todd Pletcher, one of 4 horses possible for the Classic for Todd Pletcher. Locked is the one, he's not on my list for Pletcher, but for Locked, he could also go in the dirt mile. They're going to decide that down the road. Now, for Antiquarian, he has improved. He's a grade 1 winner at a mile and a quarter, but he really had everything go his way in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Mindframe lost the rider. Sierra Leone had to jump over the falling rider, Irad Ortiz Jr., and Antiquarian from the outside post, he was just able to track the pace. He was out in the clear. He stayed away from all of that trouble. He got the nice jump on Sierra Leone because Sierra Leone was further back early than they wanted him to be, and he was able to win that Grade 1 Jockey Club Gold Cup. But he is going to need to run faster to compete with this deep field. Now, his last 3 starts at a mile and a quarter, he was 5th in the 2024 Belmont Stakes. He was 2nd in the Grade 2 Suburban, just missed there, clearly second best. And then he was 1st in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. The horse that is 7th on my list is Baeza for John Sheriffs. And he was able to pick up his first graded victory in the Grade 1 Pennsylvania Derby at a mile and an eighth last time out. He was able to get away from journalism and sovereignty, and that made all the difference. He was able to win that race from off the pace. Now, in 2 starts at a mile and a quarter, he was 3rd from the outside post in the Kentucky Derby, and then he was 3rd in the Belmont Stakes as well. The horse that I have 6th on my list is Mindframe for Todd Pletcher. Now, he has worked 5 times since losing his rider in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Now, he needed to do more than his stablemate Locked in his most recent breeze. I mentioned that breeze earlier. That was on October 17th. And Mindframe for that breeze, he galloped out 6 furlongs in 114.56 and 7 furlongs in 127.67. And they went all the way out to a mile with him, 141.56. And he still has to prove himself at a mile and a quarter. This was a good stiff workout for him. And in 2 starts at a mile and a quarter in his career, he was 2nd in the Grade 1 Belmont Stakes in 2024. And then he lost his rider in the Jockey Club Gold Cup on August 31st. Journalism for trainer Michael McCarthy. We have some news on him. And then in a surprise move, his regular rider, Umberto Rispoli, has been replaced. Jose Ortiz will ride Journalism for the first time in the Breeders' Cup Classic. No word on what went into the decision to change riders. I like Rispoli, and if I owned or trained Journalism, I most likely would just keep him aboard in a race like this, but I have no say in that. This is a business. We see controversial decisions like these all the time. Now, as for Journalism, his trainer, Michael McCarthy, has said on multiple occasions that this one can be more forwardly placed in his races. We've seen him more forwardly placed. And the rider decision may have had something to do with the Pacific Classic because he was too far back early there. And Fierceness was able to just get a big jump on him, and he could never get close to Fierceness in the stretch. So maybe they want him to get into the race earlier, and maybe they feel that Ortiz is better equipped to do that. I'm not sure, again, what went into this decision. But as a handicapper, I don't let things like this bother me. I'm going to look at the workouts, the past performances, the race replays, the race shape, form an opinion regardless of who is riding. And as for Journalism, 2 starts at a mile and a quarter, 3 starts at a mile and a quarter, 2nd in the Grade 1 Kentucky Derby, 2nd in the Belmont, 2nd in the Pacific Classic. Fierceness is ranked 4th on my list, and he continues to give the impression that he's going to run a quality race in the Breeders' Cup. He has good early pressing speed, and that should allow him to get into a nice rhythm if he gets out of the gate in good order. He didn't get out of the gate in good order in the Pacific Classic. He was down on the inside. He veered in sharply, almost went over the temporary rail. John Velasquez was able to straighten him out, and he was able to win that race easily. As for him, he could be the one to catch turning for home. If he can get out of the gate, work out a good early pressing trip, get the jump on the deep closers, he could end up winning this Breeders' Cup Classic. His last 3 starts at a mile and a quarter. In the Travers, he was 1st. The Breeders' Cup Classic, he was 2nd last year. That was a fast pace. The pace does not look nearly as fast this year. And the Pacific Classic, last time out, he was 1st at Del Mar. The horse I have ranked 3rd on my list is Forever Young, and he is expected to ship to Del Mar next week for the Breeders' Cup Classic. So he's going to be shipping in from Japan. He's going to have to go through quarantine, and then he will be cleared to run. And he competed in mile and a quarter races twice in North America last year, and he finished 3rd in both of those races in the Grade 1 Kentucky Derby and Breeders' Cup Classic. And he does have some positional speed. He's in good form. He won his prep race in Japan for this Breeders' Cup Classic, and that prep race recently on October 1st was his first start since the Dubai World Cup in April. So he's fresh, he's ready to go. The horse that is second on my list is a horse that won this race last year, and he's going to need some pace help, and that is Sierra Leone. Now, his workouts and gallop outs since the Jockey Club Gold Cup have been stellar. His chances in the Classic, though, hinge on the track bias and the race flow. He is one of the horses on this list and probably the one that needs pace help more than any of the other runners. His last 3 starts at a mile and a quarter, 3rd in the Grade 1 Travers and 1st in the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Classic last year, and then he was 2nd last time out in the Grade 1 Jockey Club Gold Cup. The horse that I have on top of my list is Sovereignty. He's your likely Classic favorite, and he's going to ship to Del Mar on Wednesday, October 22nd. He's 3 for 3 at a mile and a quarter. He is a 3-year-old, and he has rising numbers. That effort in the Travers Stakes got a 115 Beyer speed figure. He won that race easily. Bracket Buster was the distant runner-up, and he would come back and win a stakes race himself in his next start. So Sovereignty, if he runs anywhere near as good as he did in the Travers, or better than that, the others could be in trouble. He also has more positional speed than a horse like Sierra Leone. Sovereignty used to be a 1-run closer, but in his recent starts, he's been showing much better positional speed, and he's probably going to need that positional speed in the Breeders' Cup Classic this year. Now, if you're interested in my full card analysis, I'm covering full cards this fall, closing week at Santa Anita for their autumn meet, October 24th, 25th, and 26th, covering all 3 of those full cards. And then after that, I'm going to be doing the Del Mar Fall Meet from October 30th through November 30th, including both Breeders' Cup days on October 31st and November 1st. Now, you can pre-purchase my Breeders' Cup full cards now, and I do have a special offer for video viewers. If you pre-purchase my Breeders' Cup analysis, any Breeders' Cup product that I have, if you pre-purchase any of those, I will send you 1 free full card of your choice from the current Santa Anita Autumn Meet. So you have October 24th, 25th, or 26th. So purchase those Breeders' Cup product from my sales page at therunawayhorse.com. On October 24th, 25th, or 26th, you can get a free card at Santa Anita Park. And I'm also covering the closing Saturday full card at Keeneland on Saturday, October 25th. You can go to therunawayhorse.com on my shop page, and you can find my full card schedule at that page, and to pre-purchase my products as well. And I will include a link to my shop page in the video description below. If you do pre-purchase any of my products, I always email analysis 1 or 2 days before race day, and I update tickets after scratches the day of each race day. But for the Breeders' Cup days, I'll have my full cards done earlier in the week, Breeders' Cup week, earlier than 1 or 2 days before race day. Now keep checking my channel for handicapping videos, news videos, Derby and Oaks points race video series that I do each year, Breeders' Cup videos. I'm going to be having more Breeders' Cup content in the coming days. My Today's Racing Digest video series, how to use the digest, my Santa Anita Horse of the Day video series that I also do. And then after the Santa Anita Autumn Meet, I'm going to be doing Del Mar Fall Meet Horse of the Day video shorts. And you can find those on my channel in the coming weeks. So like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. I have new content on my channel each day. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.